My family's old lake cabin has been in the family since the 1940s. My great-grandpa built it on a stretch of pine forest that hugs the shore of Pine Hollow Lake, one of those hidden places where the air smells like fresh water and wood smoke. Back then, there was nothing but dirt roads, fishing docks, and the occasional deer wandering through the yard. Over the years, the world crept closer. Developers carved up the surrounding forest into Cedar Shore's lakeside community, complete with a shiny new HOA. They built fancy cabins with matching paint, trimmed hedges, and signs that said, "Private road, residents only." The only catch: my family never sold. Our cabin sat on 40 acres right in the middle of the HOA's dream neighborhood. The only access road wound straight through my land, and thanks to a very old deed, that road was legally mine too. For a while it was fine. I didn't care what color they painted their fences, and they left me alone, until Marjorie moved in and declared herself Queen of Cedar Shores. Marjorie is the kind of HOA president who measures your grass with a ruler and leaves friendly notices, if you so much as hang your towels on the porch railing. One spring, I decided my old cabin deserved a facelift. The weathered cedar was turning gray, so I hired a local crew, bought some forest green paint, and spent a week bringing the place back to life. Apparently, that green didn't match Marjorie's approved neutral palette. I was on a ladder when she marched up my driveway without permission to announce I was violating HOA architectural standards. She handed me a $500 violation fine and told me to repaint it, an approved color or face legal action. I laughed and pointed at my private property, no trespassing sign. I explained nicely at first that my cabin wasn't part of Cedar Shores. Never was. Never will be. She refused to believe it. She said the community plan showed my cabin inside the boundary, and she'd be checking with the county. I figured that was the end of it. Wrong. 2 days later, I was halfway through painting the lakeside of the cabin when a county deputy pulled up, lights on. Right behind him was Marjorie in her golf cart, arms folded, smirking like she'd just caught a criminal mastermind. The deputy stepped out, trying not to laugh before he even asked, "You the owner here?" I showed him my deed, the original from my great-grandpa, plus a copy of the county parcel map that clearly showed my land surrounding the HOA's subdivision like an island. The deputy chuckled when he realized the HOA's private road was actually my driveway. He turned to Marjorie and asked, "Ma'am, did you trespass onto his land to tape a violation notice?" She turned bright red and started ranting about community standards and color harmony. The deputy interrupted her, saying, "Ma'am, you can't enforce HOA rules on land you don't own, or trespass on his property." Marjorie doubled down and threatened to sue. The deputy politely told her she'd be the one explaining herself to the county sheriff if she stepped foot on my land again without permission. After she drove off, sputtering about ruined neighborhood aesthetics, the deputy laughed and said, "You should paint it hot pink next time, just to spite her." I didn't go that far, but I did put up a fresh sign at the head of the road. "Private road. HOA members trespassing will be prosecuted." Funny thing, a few weeks later, Marjorie and her board tried to claim they owned the easement. My lawyer reminded them they'd been crossing my land rent-free for decades, and that I could legally close the road if they didn't back off. They dropped it fast. Nowadays, my cabin's green paint stands out among the dull taupe McMansions like a defiant flag. I spend my weekends there fishing and listening to the loons, no HOA clipboard in sight. And every time I see Marjorie's golf cart inching by at the edge of my property line, I give her a friendly wave, just to remind her. I don't just own my cabin. I own the whole thing she wishes she could control.